In this Getting Started tutorial, I'm going to show you how to add annotations to sequences in Geneious Prime. Annotations provide descriptive information about the structure and/or function of features within DNA, RNA, or protein sequences. For this example, I'm viewing a mitochondrion genome file. Within Geneious, you can view the annotations by going to the Annotations and Tracks tab within the document viewer. Different types of annotations can be toggled on or off on the sequence view by using the checkboxes. For example, if I wanted to hide all the coding sequence annotations, I can uncheck the CDS option. The table underneath also lists each annotation within the sequence, and selecting the pop-out button will expand the table for easy viewing. Alternatively, you can select the Annotations tab at the top of the viewer to show the table of annotations. Here, you can also filter the table according to the type of annotations and show or hide columns of information. You can also make edits to the annotations by selecting the Edit Annotation button. When it comes to importing and creating annotations, there are many ways to do this in Geneious. Some files, such as GenBank, often already include annotations, and these will be added to the sequence after the file is imported. For example, if I import a GenBank file containing part of the human chromosome 7 sequence, you can see that there are annotations imported along with the sequence. Alternatively, you can import annotation files such as BED or GFF formats and add the annotations to a sequence file. For example, I have a FASTA file already in my local folder. If I import a GFF file, which contains a matching region to the FASTA file, into the folder, Geneious will add the annotations from this file onto the sequence. Instead of importing files with annotations into Geneious, you can also create your own annotations. To do this, I will select a new file that doesn't contain any annotations. Then I will highlight the region I'm interested in. At the top, I will select the Add Annotation button. I will give the annotation a name and select a type from the list. It's worth noting here that you can also type in your own type name to create a new one. I will keep the annotation in the forward direction and click OK to add this to my sequence. Now you can see the annotation has been added to my sequence. As well as manually adding annotations to sequences, there is also the option to detect annotations based on a source of known annotations. To demonstrate this, I will switch to a different file that doesn't contain any annotations. Then, I will select the Live Annotate and Predict tab. By turning the Annotate From option on, you can annotate your sequence with features based on a set of reference files. Geneious comes with a Reference Features folder, which contains over 800 sequence files. These files contain common plasmid features, which Geneious can use as a reference. Alternatively, you can choose a different source folder to use as a reference. I will change mine to a folder containing some sequence files that have specific annotations I'm interested in. Then I can use the similarity slider to find possible matches. Moving the slider to the left will reduce the similarity criteria, meaning more annotations will be discovered with a lower sequence match. Whereas moving the slider to the right will reveal annotations with a stronger match to the sequence. The annotation results are updated in real time. These annotations are temporarily added to the sequence. Once I'm happy, I can click the Apply button to confirm my selections. It's also worth noting that you can find open reading frames in the sequence by using the Find Auths option below. Another way you can add annotations in Geneious is to transfer annotations between files. I have a file containing the emu mitochondrion sequence. As you can see, this file already contains some annotations. In another file, I have the sequence of the kiwi mitochondrion. However, this currently does not contain any annotations. What I want to do is to transfer any similar annotations from the emu sequence file to the kiwi file. To do this, I will first perform a pairwise alignment by selecting both files and going to Align, Assemble, and selecting Pairwise Alignment. I will use the Geneious alignment method with the default settings and click OK to run the alignment. In the new alignment file, I'll set the Kiwi sequence, which does not contain any annotations, as the reference sequence by right-clicking on the file in the viewer and selecting Set as Reference Sequence. I'll then save the file by pressing the Save button. When I now go to the Live Annotate and Predict tab, I can see a new option called Transfer Annotations. By selecting this, I can use the similarity slider to adjust the stringency, as was demonstrated earlier in this tutorial. Any annotations that match the criteria will then be transferred from the emu mitochondrion sequence to the kiwi mitochondrion sequence. To save these transferred annotations, I will select the Apply button and then the Save button. When prompted, I will select the Yes option to apply these changes to the original sequence. Now, if I select the original kiwi mitochondrion sequence, you can see that the annotations have been transferred. For further tutorials on getting started with Geneious, refer to the other videos in this series.